Greetings, Star Warriors and all who live in hyperspace. I'm back for a spoiler-free book review of I, Jedi, Star Wars I, Jedi by Michael A. Stackpole. Um, and my verdict is that it is a really great book, but you can skip it if you're trying to if you're trying to catch up with the expanded universe. I'd recommend reading this book on your second run through the EU. It's it's different than the others in the series, because this one is only focuses on the main character. It's yeah, the main character, his name is Corin Horn. Make sure getting that right. Yeah, Cornhorn. And I don't like to read these little synopses before I read the book, because I like to be surprised by even what the book's about, you know. But the book is very good. It's well written. Good character development. Plenty of it's sort of a espionage and whodunit, almost like a detective style story, but in the Star Wars universe, with all sorts of, there's cameos with probably Luke Skywalker, I'd imagine, because he's on the cover, and X-wings and all that kind of stuff. But like I said before, it's well written. The main character really comes across. The author does a great job of showing us who the main character is. And let me just real quickly say that the prerequisite reading for this book, I would recommend reading the Thrawn trilogy and the what's this called? Jedi Academy? Yeah, Jedi Academy trilogy. This I, Jedi actually runs parallel with the trilogy. So if you go straight to this book, you're going to kind of be lost as to what is happening with everyone. So I'd say this is definitely required. And perhaps even the X-Wing series wouldn't hurt to read as well beforehand, if you really want to get the full impact of the story. But this is not really required. But Michael A. Stackpole is, he's a really good. I think he's a really good writer for the series, and he went on to write books for the New Jedi Order. So I'm not sure which ones he wrote first, though. He wrote. Let me see. Off screen. Yeah, I'll have to look that up later, but. Definitely a good writer. And so I was gonna say some more stuff about this book. It really deepens the lore of the Jedi and of the Galactic Civil War. It doesn't really it adds more mystery than it does demystify. So it keeps you engaged with the universe of Star Wars. And there's one other thing I was going to mention. The character arc of this character Cornhorn is pretty good. It's like he goes through changes and he kind of waffles in a way on some things, but his reasoning for waffling his justification makes sense, like why he goes from one thing to another, and he without spoiling the book, he does he does add to the he also adds to the lore of Jedi's and the rebellion and all that. Um, on a side note, I'd like to say that I am trying to do these a few of these reviews without spoiling him because um, I feel like it would help to gain readers of these books, because if you spoil the book, people are going to just not read them. And we can discuss the what we thought of the books without giving away the ending. We can talk about what we thought of them and how it adds to the lore without, you know, making people not bother to read them. Like if I said, like we've all probably all seen Empire Strikes Back, but I can talk about the end of that movie without giving it away. Like I could say that Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are the end of Empire really shows how a hero and villain are how their where their allegiances lie, where their loyalties lie, and how that can shift in a movie. And you know what I'm talking about because you've seen the movie. But anyone who hasn't seen the movie will maybe be inspired to go watch it. That's just a kind of a crude example, but yeah, I just want to get this video over with. Talk about this book because it took me a while to read, and like I said before, I'd recommend skipping it the first time you go through the expanding universe, but on your second read through, it's a really fun book. Lots of character, lots of it's funny, it's exciting. Definitely a recommend for your second time through. So that's about all. Thanks for watching, and